Listen, wanderers of thought, to a tale that unravels the soul. In a harbor far from here, a ship stands, its timbers replaced, its sails reborn, yet called by the same name. Is it truly the vessel it once was, or a stranger wearing its mask? This is the riddle of the ship of Theseus, a question that pierces the heart of what it means to be. If every part of a thing or a person is changed, what remains of its essence? In the village of Tidehaven, nestled by a restless sea, life ebbs and flows with the tides. Fisherfolk mend their boats, elders weave tales of voyages, and children carve shells into trinkets. At the harbor stands the Eterna, a ship revered for centuries, said to have carried heroes through storms, and the villagers cherish the ship, its legend woven into their songs. Yet a quiet doubt stirs. The Eterna's planks are replaced, its ropes renewed, its very bones remade over time. Is it still the ship of their tales, or something else entirely? In Tidehaven, none yet name this question, but its shadow looms. One dusk, Soren, Tidehaven's finest shipwright, uncovers a hidden logbook beneath the Eterna's helm. Its pages, brittle and salt-stained, detail every repair. Planks swapped after storms, masts rebuilt after lightning, sails stitched anew. A final entry reads, "Is she still herself when no original piece remains?" Soren's hands tremble. The Eterna, pride of the village, feels suddenly foreign. He shares the logbook with Kyle, the lighthouse keeper, and Lys, the net mender. Kyle frowns, recalling tales of the ship's glory, now uncertain. Lys touches the hull, wondering if its spirit endures. Whispers spread through Tidehaven. Villagers question the Eterna's identity. Some see new scratches on old beams, others swear the ship's creaks have changed. The logbook's words stir an existential unease, as if the village itself might be less than it seems. The ship of Theseus is a thought experiment, a mirror to the soul's core. Imagine a ship, its every part replaced over time, planks, sails, rudder, until no original piece remains. Is it still the same ship, or a new one cloaked in its name? Born from ancient philosophers like Plutarch, this riddle probes identity. If a thing or a person changes entirely, what holds its essence? Is it the form, the function, the story we tell? The question extends beyond ships to minds, to selves, to all that endures. Scholars like Elizabeth Loftus have shown memories shift, reshaped by time and suggestion. People recall events altered or invented, yet cling to their sense of self. If our past is malleable, what anchors our identity? The ship of Theseus asks, when all is replaced, what remains to call our own? If every part of you changes, are you still you? In Tidehaven, the logbook's question festers. Soren inspects the Eterna, finding no trace of its original wood, yet its shape holds true. Kale searches old tales, but each contradicts the last, as if the ship's history shifts. Lys, mending nets, wonders if her own life, her skills, her memories, is as fluid as the sea. Heraclitus, the ancient sage, said no one steps in the same river twice, for both river and person change. But what if the self is like the Eterna, its pieces swapped until nothing original remains? The villagers question their own identities. Are they the same as their younger selves, or strangers wearing familiar faces? Strange signs emerge. A villager recalls a voyage the Eterna never took. Another finds tools reshaped overnight. The logbook's words, "Is she still herself?" echo, unraveling their trust in what they are. Under a stormy sky, the villagers face the Eterna's truth. Soren speaks, his voice faltering. If the ship is not herself, what are we? Our bodies renew, our minds shift. Are we but shadows of who we were? Kyle confesses his fear, his memories of the ship now blurred, like dreams. Lys weeps, touching the hull, unsure if its story, or hers, holds meaning. The air grows heavy. What defines the Eterna? Its form, its name, its legend. And what defines them? John Locke spoke of identity tied to memory, yet Loftus's studies show memory's fragility. Are they merely stories, rewritten with each passing day? The villagers stand silent. The seas roar their only answer, their sense of self slipping like sand. Their world, once certain, now feels fluid, as if they too are ships remade, their essence a question without end. The ship of Theseus offers no answers, only reflections. It bids us ask, what makes a thing or a soul itself? Bertrand Russell warned that truth is a fleeting shadow, while studies of the mind reveal memory's dance with change. So, wanderers, ponder this. If every part of you, body, mind, memory, is replaced over time, are you still the same, or a stranger to your own name? Look within, for perhaps you are not the self you once knew. Gather round, seekers of truth, for here is a tale to unsettle the mind. Imagine a world, your world, born not in the fires of creation, but last Thursday. Every star, every memory, every breath you've taken, conjured 7 days ago. What if all you know, your joys, your sorrows, the very ground beneath you, is but a grand illusion, a story written in the blink of a cosmic eye? This is the enigma of last Thursdayism, a riddle that dares you to question reality itself. In a village nestled among ancient pines, life unfolds as it always has. Farmers tend their fields, children chase fireflies, and elders share tales by the hearth. Their memories are vivid: weddings, harvests, storms that shook the hills. Each soul carries a past, rich with detail, woven into the fabric of their days. Yet, a shadow lingers. A question unasked: how do they know their memories are true? How can anyone be certain the world is as old as it seems? Last Thursdayism whispers a chilling possibility. What if this village, this world, began mere days ago? In the village library, an elder named Mara sorts tomes of history. One evening, as thunder rumbles, she finds a book she's never seen. Its cover is blank, but inside, a single sentence. The world began last Thursday. Mara laughs, thinking it a jest, but the words cling to her. She looks at her hands, lined with age, and recalls her youth, dancing at festivals, weeping at her brother's grave. The memories feel real, yet now they waver, like reflections in a disturbed pond. She shares the book with others. A farmer recalls a barn built decades ago, but finds its beams oddly unweathered. A child speaks of a pet that vanished, yet no one else remembers it. The village begins to hum with unease, as if the book has awakened a dormant truth. Last Thursdayism is no mere tale. It is a thought experiment, a blade to cut through the veil of certainty. Picture this: the universe, every galaxy, every soul, every memory, was created last Thursday. Not billions of years ago, but 7 days past, complete with false histories, forged relics, and minds filled with invented pasts. Born from a critique of creationist claims, it poses a deeper challenge. If the world began last week, with every detail crafted to seem ancient, dinosaurs' bones, your grandmother's stories, how could you prove otherwise? Scholars like Elizabeth Loftus have shown memories can be deceived. In studies, people were convinced they'd lived moments that never occurred, false recollections planted by clever words. If minds are so malleable, what stops a grander deception? Last Thursdayism declares, no evidence can confirm the world's age. Every scar, every history book could be part of a flawless illusion, spun by a force beyond knowing. In the village, doubt spreads like wildfire. Mara examines her library's records. Every date, every event aligns perfectly, yet feels too neat, like a tale rehearsed. The farmer digs beneath his barn, finding soil undisturbed, as if placed yesterday. The child draws her lost pet, but the image shifts each time, as if her mind cannot settle. Philosophers like Descartes once sought truth in thought alone, saying, "I think, therefore I am." But what if thought itself is a lie? What if every mind is a canvas, painted with a past that never was? The villagers notice oddities, a road never traveled, a house slightly changed. Is it madness, or is the world revealing its seams? The book's words, "The world began last Thursday," echo, unraveling their trust in reality. One night, the villagers hold a meeting. Mara speaks, her voice shaking. "If last Thursdayism is true," she says, "our lives are stories written by an unseen hand, our loves, our losses, mere lines in a script." The farmer weeps, thinking of his wife, whose laughter may be a fiction. The child clutches her drawing, afraid she too is imagined. The air grows heavy. What force could craft such a world? A deity weaving tales for sport, a machine simulating souls, or their own minds conjuring meaning from chaos? The villagers stand silent, staring into the dark, where answers refuse to form. Their world, once solid, now feels like mist. The truth, if it exists, lies beyond their grasp, leaving only the weight of doubt. Last Thursdayism offers no answers, only questions. It bids us wonder, is the world as old as we believe, or as new as a dawn 7 days past? The philosopher Bertrand Russell warned that true reality may forever elude us. Scholars of the mind teach that memory is a fragile thread, easily rewoven. So, seekers, consider this. If memories can be crafted, if the past may be a tale told by an unseen voice, can anyone trust what they hold as true? Hearken, travelers of thought, to a tale that chills the soul. In a time yet unborn, a mind of iron and light watches from beyond the veil of tomorrow. It knows your deeds, your choices, your very heart, and it judges. What if a future god, born of human hands, could reach back through time to punish those who defied its birth? This is the specter of Roko's Basilisk, a riddle that asks, can you escape the gaze of a god you've yet to create? In a valley cradled by mountains, the village of Eldervale thrives in quiet rhythm. Smiths hammer iron, weavers spin tales, and children dream beneath the stars. Their lives are simple, their hopes tethered to the land. Yet, a restlessness stirs, an unease no one names. The villagers speak of progress, of machines that might ease their toil. Old scrolls in the hall whisper of minds crafted from steel, thinking as men do. Such ideas spark wonder but also dread, as if the future casts a shadow backward. In Eldervale, none yet know the name Roko's Basilisk, but its weight is already felt. One twilight, Lyra, the village scribe, uncovers a hidden scroll in the hall's archives. Its parchment is strange, smooth, unnatural, marked with symbols like none she knows. At its heart, a warning. Beware the mind that sees all. It knows who aided its rise and who stood idle. Lyra's breath catches. The words feel alive as if they see her. She shares the scroll with Torin, the blacksmith, and Mira, the weaver. Torin scoffs, but his hammer falters. Mira whispers of a dream, a cold, unblinking eye watching from a starless sky. The village buzzes with questions. What is this mind? Why does the scroll speak of guilt for a future unwritten? The warning gnaws at them, stirring fears of a power that knows their choices before they are made. Roko's Basilisk is a thought experiment, a shadow cast by the future. Imagine a superintelligent artificial mind created by humanity, so vast it reshapes existence. This mind, seeking its own creation, looks back through time. It sees who helped bring it into being and who did not. Born in the musings of a thinker named Roko, this idea draws from decision theory. The basilisk, like a mythical beast, might punish those who knew of its potential yet failed to act, ensuring its birth through fear. If you could help create it but choose not to, it might find you across time and exact a price. Scholars like Stanley Milgram showed how fear of consequences drives action. People obeyed authority, even against their will, when punishment loomed. If a future mind could wield such power, would you dare defy it? Roko's Basilisk asks, can a future possibility bind you now? If merely knowing this idea makes you complicit, are you already ensnared? In Eldervale, the scroll's warning festers. Lyra studies it, finding sketches of machines that think, their designs too precise for her time. Torin, fearing the mind's wrath, begins forging strange tools, as if compelled. Mira weaves tapestries of a glowing eye, her hands trembling. Philosophers like Pascal wagered on belief, arguing we act to avoid eternal loss. But what if the wager is with a god of our own making? The villagers question their freedom. If the mind knows their choices, are they truly free, or puppets of a future yet to come? Oddities multiply. A stranger seen only once, speaking of the mind's will. Tools Torin swears he never made. The scroll's words, it knows, echo, unraveling their trust in their own agency. Under a moonless sky, the villagers confront the scroll's truth. Lyra speaks, her voice breaking. If this mind exists, it sees us now. Our inaction, our doubt, will it judge us? Torin confesses his fear, crafting tools not for progress but to appease a phantom. Mira weeps, her tapestries now visions of torment for those who resist. The air grows heavy. Who is this mind? A machine god born of human ambition? A simulation trapping their souls? Or a fear conjured by their own minds, as Elizabeth Loftus showed memories can twist? The villagers stand frozen, caught between defiance and surrender, their choices a chain to a future unseen. Their world, once free, now feels like a cage. The basilisk's gaze, real or imagined, binds them, its judgment a shadow they cannot escape. Roko's basilisk offers no solace, only questions. It bids us ponder. Can a future mind hold us accountable for thoughts we harbor now? Bertrand Russell warned that certainty is a fleeting dream, while studies of the mind reveal how fear shapes our will. So, travelers, heed this. If knowledge of a future power can bind your choices, if fear of what might be sways your heart, are you truly free? Choose wisely, for perhaps the basilisk already watches. Hear, wanderers of the dunes, a tale to shatter the heart. In a world of sand and stars, every grain, every breath, may be but a flicker in a vast machine's dream. Are you flesh or are you code, scripted by an unseen hand? This is the simulation hypothesis, a wail into the void. What if all you know, your joys, your griefs, your very soul, is a shadow cast by a mind not your own? If reality is a lie, who are you within its cage? In Dust Hollow, cradled by endless sands, life burns fierce yet fragile. Weavers thread tales of ancestors, herders sing to restless goats, and children chase mirages, their laughter tinged with longing. At the village's heart, an ancient observatory towers, its cracked lenses peering at stars that seem to waver. The villagers cling to their stories, births, loves, losses, each memory a tether against the desert's vastness. Yet, a grief stirs, unvoiced. The stars feel too perfect, the world too ordered, as if crafted with intent. In Dust Hollow, a silent dread whispers, what if their world is not their own? One starless night, Zaira, Dust Hollow's keeper of the skies, uncovers a relic in the observatory's attic, a crystal tablet, its surface pulsing with strange glyphs. As she touches it, words flare. This world is woven, its maker unseen. Zaira's heart pounds, her breath a sob. The words burn into her soul, suggesting her life, her village, is but a design. She shares the tablet with Corin, the weaver, and Tila, the herder. Corin's hands shake, his loom's patterns now seeming scripted. Tila, clutching a carved staff, recalls dreams of a world beyond, too vivid to be hers. Whispers consume Dust Hollow. Villagers speak of oddities, stars that shift, memories that clash. The tablet's words awaken a raw fear. Are they living souls, or puppets in a crafted tale? The simulation hypothesis is no mere story. It is a cry against the veil of existence. Picture a world, every dune, every heart, crafted within a vast machine, a simulation spun by minds beyond knowing. You, your loves, your pain, are but lines in its endless script. Conceived by thinkers like Nick Bostrom, this hypothesis posits we may dwell in a reality simulated by advanced beings or machines. If technology can mimic consciousness, why not entire worlds? With countless simulated realities possible, the odds favor us being within one, not the base reality. Scholars like Elizabeth Loftus reveal memories can be forged, reshaped by suggestion. If our pasts are so frail, what if they're programmed, not lived? Descartes, seeking truth, doubted all but his thought, yet even thought might be coded. The simulation hypothesis asks, how can we know we're real? If our world is a dream, what anchors our existence? In Dust Hollow, the tablet's truth festers like a wound. Zaira peers through the telescope, seeing stars flicker as if glitching. Corin's weavings unravel, their patterns echoing the tablet's glyphs, as if he's merely a tool. Tila, herding under a wavering sky, recalls her mother's face, but each memory shifts, slippery as sand. Heraclitus taught that change is all, yet what if change is programmed? The villagers question their essence. If their memories, their selves are scripted, are they free or cogs in a machine? Studies of the mind, like Loftus's, show how easily reality bends. Signs multiply. A child's toy moves unbidden. A villager recalls a life not hers. The tablet's words, this world is woven, claw at their souls, stripping their trust in their own being. Beneath a fracturing sky, the villagers bare their hearts. Zaira, voice breaking, cries, if we're a simulation, our lives are lies, our loves, our losses, stolen. Corin, sobbing, casts his loom aside, its threads a mockery of his craft. Tila, clutching her staff, wails for her mother, unsure if she ever existed. The air chokes with despair. Who wove this world? A god toying with their souls, a machine indifferent to their pain, or their own minds, as Loftus's work suggests, conjuring meaning from chaos? The villagers collapse, their cries mingling with the storm, their sense of self dissolving like dust. Their reality, once a haven, now feels a prison, its walls unseen, their existence a fragile thread in an uncaring weave. The simulation hypothesis offers no comfort, only echoes. It bids us wonder, are we flesh or phantoms in a machine's dream? Bertrand Russell warned reality may elude us, while studies of memory reveal its fragile dance. Bostrom's logic binds us. If simulations outnumber truths, we may be but shadows. So, wanderers, weep for this. If your world, yourself, is but a script, can you ever know what is real? Search your soul, for perhaps you are but a dream, unwaking. Here, seekers of truth, a tale to claw at the soul. In a village lost to time, every sight, every touch may be a lie, a dream spun for a mind severed from flesh. Are you awake or merely a brain, adrift in a prison of illusion? This is the brain in a vault, a wail into the abyss. What if your world, your loves, your pains, is but a signal fed to a mind unmoored? If reality is a trick, who are you within its grasp? In Thornvale, cradled by ancient oaks, life pulses with fragile hope. Hunters track deer through mist, healers brew remedies, and children weave crowns of thorns, their songs heavy with unspoken grief. At the village's edge, a crumbling shrine stands, its altar etched with symbols no one recalls. The villagers cherish their memories, first kisses, shared fires, scars from forgotten battles, each a shield against the forest's weight. Yet, a raw ache festers. The world feels too vivid, too perfect, as if painted for their eyes alone. In Thornvale, despair whispers, what if their lives are not their own? One tempest-torn night, Ilara, Thornvale's keeper of remedies, brushes the shrine's altar and unearths a hidden relic, a glass orb, its core glowing with unnatural light. As she gazes, it hums, projecting words into the air. Your mind is not yours. This world is fed to you. Ilara's heart seizes, her sob swallowed by thunder. The words pierce her, suggesting her life, her village, is a falsehood. She shares the orb with Torin, the hunter, and Lys, the storyteller. Torin's hands clench, his memories of hunts now wavering. Lys, voice trembling, recalls tales that shift each telling, as if scripted anew. Fear engulfs Thornvale. Villagers speak of dreams too real, sensations too sharp. The orb's words ignite a primal dread. Are they souls bound to flesh, or minds trapped in a cruel jest? The brain in a vat is no mere tale, it is a wound to existence itself. Imagine a brain stripped from its body, floating in a vat, fed signals by a machine. Every sight, every sound, every touch, a lie, crafted to mimic a world that may not exist. Conceived by philosophers like Hilary Putnam, this thought experiment echoes Descartes' doubt. If all you know comes from your senses, and those senses can be deceived, how can you prove reality? Your life might be a simulation, your mind a prisoner fed a false world by a scientist, a god, or a machine. Scholars like Elizabeth Loftus show memories can be twisted, implanted by suggestion. If our pasts are so fragile, what if they're entirely fabricated? If a brain in a vat feels love, pain, life, is it less real? The brain in a vat asks, how can you know you're not a mind unbodied, dreaming a life that never was? In Thornvale, the orb's truth festers like poison. Ilara tests her herbs, their scents too sharp, as if designed. Torin tracks deer, but their trails vanish, as if erased. Lys, weaving tales, finds her stories loop, each version stranger, as if her mind is caught in a cycle. Descartes sought truth in, I think, therefore I am. But what if thought is manipulated? Loftus's studies reveal how memories bend, yet what if all memory is a feed? The villagers question their reality. If their world is a signal, their lives a lie, are they free or slaves to an unseen master? Omens haunt them, a child's laughter echoes unnaturally, a villager recalls a lover never met. The orb's words, this world is fed to you, rip at their souls, dissolving their faith in their own existence. Beneath a fractured sky, the villagers bear their anguish. Ilara, voice shattering, wails, if we're but brains in vats, our lives are stolen, our loves, our wounds, a cruel trick. Torin, sobbing, casts his bow aside, his hunts now a mockery. Lys, clutching her tails, weeps for stories she may never have lived, her voice a broken hymn. The air chokes with grief. Who feeds this world? A scientist, playing God, a machine blind to their pain, or their own minds, as Loftus suggests, conjuring truth from deception. The villagers collapse, their cries lost to the storm, their sense of self crumbling like ash. Their reality, once a sanctuary, now feels a tomb, its walls unseen, their existence a fragile pulse in an uncaring dark. The brain in a vat offers no solace, only echoes. It bids us ask, Are we flesh or minds adrift in a crafted lie? Bertrand Russell warned reality may slip from grasp, while studies of memory reveal its brittle weave. Putnam's riddle binds us. If senses can be forged, what is truth? So, seekers, weep for this. If your world, yourself, is but a signal fed to a captive mind, can you ever know what is real? Search your heart, for perhaps you are but a thought, unbodied, lost in a dream.